Jewish Agency for Israel issued a report this week for the holidays here in Israel, saying that the world's core Jewish population from the mother is now 15.7 million, upward from 15.6 million 1 year ago. Israel once again is the country with the largest number of Jewish people in the world at 7.2 million Jewish people, followed by the United States with 6.3 million people. France, Canada, the UK, Argentina, Russia, Australia, Germany all have Jewish populations above 100,000, while several other countries, mostly in Latin America and Europe, have Jewish populations in the tens of thousands. Dozens of other countries mentioned in the report that they have just a handful of Jewish people left in their country as citizens. Another amazing number from the report is that there are actually 25.5 million people around the world who are eligible for Israeli citizenship under the law of return. That means a great many people out there who might not meet the strict rabbinic qualifications to be called, quote, Jewish, but they are legally eligible to make Aliyah and become citizens here in Israel. Chairman Doron Almog said, "Our great challenge at this time is to connect all the parts of the Jewish people and bring many hearts closer together and closer to this land. My wish," Doron says, "for the Jewish people around the world and the citizens of Israel is for a year of unity and healing the rifts that will ensure the continued prosperity and security of the state of Israel and the Jewish people." To that, I say a hearty amen. And I'd add that we here at the Aliyah Return Center are very ready and very eager to do our part to make that happen and facilitate that. Speaking of making things happen, the Jerusalem Post newspaper ran a feature this week about recent immigrants to Israel who are moving fast to pursue their dreams. It included a woman from the United States, from New Jersey, who's already starting her own business here in the land. Yes, I love that. And she hopes she's going to be able to create many jobs for other new immigrants who have made their journey to the promised land. Another woman who made Aliyah with her husband and children from New York City said in the article that driving right into Yom Teruah seems very appropriate. You know, it's such a beautiful match to what we're feeling. The sound of the trumpet, this new beginning of the rest of our lives. She loves to be here in this season leading up to Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement. There's so much joy in this newness. As I remember my own Aliyah to Israel with my family many, many years ago, I can say I know exactly what this woman means. On a final story this week, hopes and dreams for an economic boom to happen here in Israel. As our alliances with other countries in the neighborhood in the Middle East continue to solidify, one big question hanging over everyone's heads in our conversations, in our hopes, is when will a normalization agreement with Saudi Arabia happen, and when it will be announced? This would follow on the already highly successful Abraham Accords with United States, Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Morocco, Sudan, which were signed a few years ago. I mean, thousands of new jobs have been created and opened up here in Israel, and all these countries, and also in these countries because of this normalization agreement. And therefore, a normalization with Saudi Arabia would bring things to a whole new level. That's because it would likely be followed by normalization agreements with Oman, Kuwait, even Indonesia and Malaysia, opening up vast new markets for Israel's goods and services. It would also improve Israel's relations with many other countries like Jordan and Egypt, our closer neighbors. It would also lead to a sharp increase in tourism from those countries that have large Christian populations who are very eager to visit the land of the Bible. That's what we're all watching and praying for in Israel this week, and we invite you to join us in that. So what does all this mean? If you look around Israel today, it seems like with 10 million or so residents in this small country, we're already feeling a little crowded. But, I'm telling you, there's lots of room in the Golan Heights. There's lots of room to develop in the Negev. And when I share this report, let me tell you what, there are millions and millions of people who are eligible to make Aliyah and who Ezekiel 39 says will come to live here. Every single Jewish person will come to live here, and this is their home. This is the promised land. And God doesn't make mistakes in his promises in the word. And although many immigrants come home to Israel, many need help. Many need their footing. They need to get started. And we are ready to pitch in alongside you and make their life easier when they get here. And with the pending agreements with our neighboring countries, it's clear the future is going to be an economic increase here. It's bright. So to paraphrase the popular slogan from early days of the Jewish community in the land, every immigrant who arrives in Israel has the opportunity both to bless and to be blessed. At the Aliyah Return Center, we strive to do everything we can, everything in our power to help every new immigrant to maximize their full potential during their Aliyah and getting integrated, attached, absorbed here, get the culture, get jobs. So we give them that free housing for these newcomers to have a soft landing in our various locations, our housing locations. Of course, we have the Hebrew language classes in our 70-person or so Ulpan Hebrew school. Professionals, train them. They get professionals to train them in jobs so they can get placed in the nearby factories that participate with us. And we got a lot more we want to do here. We want to empower them. So please consider praying for us. Consider becoming a financial partner with us today. So much for joining us. We look forward to keeping you posted as to the latest developments that relate to Aliyah and return and restoration. God bless you from the land of Israel.